Chairshot Reality, the CSR Originals, coming with you all weekend long here at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar in Squirrel Hill at Pittsburgh as we are approaching, Mr. Eisenberg, what is going to be an historic week in WWE. It starts on Monday Night Raw, where the commissioners, Shane and Stephanie respectively, will pick their GMs. Are you following along here?
So you're basically telling me that we're looking forward to 4 authority figures and not 2.
4, and then if you count Triple H and Vince McMahon, whenever they show, that's 6.
Or Stephanie assigns Triple H as her general manager.
We still have 5 because Vinnie Mac pops up anyway.
That's the problem.
Ugh.
Too many people, too many roles. The only thing that I can equate this to is Stephanie and Shane being the, quote, owners of Raw and SmackDown, and them assigning, for lack of a better term, head coaches, people that run the show, that run the roster, that makes trades, whatever. I hate it. I think it's a terrible idea. Is it the way that Stephanie and Shane McMahon can shy away from TV for 3 or 4 weeks or a month at a time and then come back if something goes awry? Yes, but you have Vince McMahon to do that. And everybody knows when Vince comes back, it might not be the most groundbreaking thing in the world, but it is still interesting to see Vince McMahon come back on television and make an announcement. The end of Raw is very anticlimactic for me. I kind of fell asleep. I was, getting ready for the rest of the week. Birthday week here for you and for me, and you didn't buy me a drink yet. But I didn't like the delivery. I didn't like how it didn't establish anything, and all that it did was, okay, well, they're going to be power figures, but we still have 2 more that are going to run the show.
It was pathetic that's what ended Raw. The fact that they basically said, what you think you were going to get this week? No, you're going to get next week. They should have put it 9 o'clock. Somewhere earlier in the show. That was ridiculous. The reason why they are doing it is, yes, they think Stephanie gets heat, and she does. Everybody loves Shane, and they do. But they also know that Stephanie not always is there because she's off representing the company as the executive she is. Shane's not always there because I don't think he wants to be there every single week.
Yeah.
So, yes, they do need 2 other people. And I also think this. They wanted to keep the 2 McMahon children on TV, but also I think that when they name these GMs, that they want authority figures in these GMs who have never been authority figures before to establish that this truly is a new era, a new wave. And that's why I think we probably will get, which it still surprises me, a Daniel Bryan for a SmackDown GM. I don't think he'll get a Triple H based on my reasoning for a Raw GM, but it's got to be some kind of a heel because Stephanie wouldn't elect a babyface.
So who do you think Stephanie goes for?
And that's where I'm racking my brain trying to find, people talk about like Corey Graves and people like that. I actually think Corey Graves is going to do commentary on SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to figure out who's somebody that could play a heel role that's young, and I'm going to be surprised who it is. I don't know.
I think that WWE has had a really great opportunity, and I understand you have to keep your best heel in Stephanie on TV whenever she's there. You have to keep your best face on TV with Shane. It just frustrates me because I think some of the best stuff that the McMahons do are together. The McMahons put up so many great storylines and so many great ideas when they're on TV together. So now you're going to have Stephanie obviously feuding with all the faces on Raw. You're going to have Shane feuding with all the heels on SmackDown. It doesn't really establish a pattern of success, and that's my issue. Is I'm not sure if it's Shane McMahon and he assigns Daniel Bryan as the GM. Okay. Daniel Bryan's the GM, we'll say. Okay, Daniel Bryan was a great wrestler, had one of the best WrestleMania moments of all time. I can't recall a fantastic Daniel Bryan feud based purely on promos. And that's what you're asking Daniel Bryan to do, is get other people over based on his mic work. Not saying that he can't do it. It's just that's not his biggest strength.
And his best mic work, let's face it, his best mic work was art that was imitated off of life.
Of course.
You're holding me down.
The
crowd wants
absolutely.
me and you don't want me. I agree. And I mean, what happened to the days of President Jack Tunney being able to? Why can't the shows run themselves?
I agree.
Jack Tunney or Gorilla Monsoon just pop up every now and again. Why can't the
every
shows,
now and again is the key? They have to have an authority figure, but every now and then they.
Why
pop
can't
in.
the shows just run them? I understand a draft, so you need people that are But after
selecting
that, why can't Shane and Stephanie just select the people in the draft?
Well, do you think Daniel Bryan's obviously the shoe-in for SmackDown GM?
Based upon how it looks like WWE.com accidentally leaked it, and Shane's going to pick, it'd be illogical for Shane to pick a cheating heel. Mm-hmm. It still surprised me, as I said, that Bryan would go back on the road and have this role, and it's not a strength. But, hey, maybe he just loves the business. He wants to contribute. So.
Especially because when SmackDown's on Tuesday, he's going to be traveling Sunday for a pay-per-view potentially, and then Tuesday you do back. You would think with Shane and part-time guys they would do back-to-back Sunday, Monday once a month. But then again, you have 2 pay-per-views a month now.
This
actually really opens up.
I'm not going to pretend that I've been scheming this and I'm this brilliant, but let me throw this out. This came to me.
Yeah, you're not that brilliant.
Stephanie needs a heel.
Hmm?
What if she selected a Nikki Bella? somebody who WWE is always going to want to keep involved because the Bella name is so powerful outside. Obviously, Nikki with John Cena, so she's not going anywhere. Nikki, real life relative of Bryan, complete opposite personality, can play a heel. What if Stephanie went girl power and went that direction? That's somebody completely fresh.
Not a bad idea. Very fresh. I think it would land flat. I think it would land flat on fans, especially since it's Monday Night Raw. I think you need a bigger name, a more established name.
You got the new Bella series coming out on E. You put her on Monday night. I mean, I'm just that's
and then little girl spat back and forth. You know, Stephanie,
girl
and Triple
power
H,
though. You know
Nikki
what I mean?
And John. But does that mean John Cena gets to be on Raw? You think John Cena stays on Raw?
Well, you know, it's weird because they never acknowledge. They don't.
They
in the
never
story,
acknowledge
the
it, but they
storyline,
but
they acknowledge it, but not in the
Yeah,
storyline.
yeah.
I don't know, but that would. Actually, I do think John Cena's going to SmackDown anyways. So
I think he's going to Raw.
well,
I think John. Come on,
All
a
right.
guy that just hosted the ESPY is going to be alive on Tuesday.
They
nights?
want
I
to
don't
make
think so.
they want everybody to know SmackDown
They
means
want to make
business.
SmackDown great again.
All right, more with Raw. There's gonna be a world title match between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose 6 days before they're gonna have another title match. Insert Roman Reigns. Is this because they're gonna somehow? Is the second world title gonna be born out of this somehow?
I think so.
Why else would you do this?
I think that's why. I think somehow, whether it's a screwy finish, I don't see Seth Rollins winning the championship on Raw. I think his next championship reign and achievements will be on a pay-per-view or on a network special, whatever you want to call it. It's interesting to me because there's only 6 days away, so what you could really do is just have a potential like a tag team match or something with Ambrose and Rollins teaming up with say Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for a main event or whatever.
It's weird.
It's very interesting the timing of it because it's the night before the draft. So if something would happen in that championship, don't be surprised Tuesday they announce something for a split of a world championship, and I hate that idea, but it looks like it might happen.
Here's the other thing that is interesting to me that's kind of bothering me. I think we all agree. We all watch and agree. They should let Roman Reigns be a heel. That's just where you got to go with this at this point. But with the things like this Rollins report and some of the other things they've said about Roman Reigns, I interpret it as WWE is trying to get sympathy on Roman Reigns by having Rollins obviously doctor this fake interview. It feels like they're still trying to manufacture cheers.
They are trying to manufacture cheers, but it's backfiring because it's so good at what Seth Rollins is doing.
Yeah, but are they gonna?
People are cheering.
Is he gonna come back on Battleground? Are they legit gonna try to pass him off as the hero?
Well, here's the thing: is they don't need to decide that at Battleground. Unless he becomes champion, which I don't think he's going to, they don't need to decide whether Roman Reigns is a heel or face at Battleground. They have that extra day to see the crowd reaction because it's a triple threat match, so it's one man versus one man. It's not 2-on-1. They're going to do a little double teaming of Seth Rollins, and then you'll see Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose battle in the ring, and then Seth will escape out of the ring and come back in. You don't necessarily need to classify Roman Reigns as a heel or face right off the bat. Let him come back, see the reaction. If you get a mixed crowd, if you get a mixed reaction at Battleground where some people do still cheer Roman Reigns, WWE is still going to keep him how he was. The man, the guy, whatever you want to call him.
You made a lot of sense there, but I wonder if an entire room can convince Vince of that. Wait and see, Vince. I don't know.
They should have hired you, not, what's his name? Jacobs?
There we go. Chair Shot Reality, WrestleZone.com, YouTube.com/CSR Wrestling. We got plenty more all weekend long. Don't go anywhere.